All right, guys. So I thought this would be really good to share with everybody out there who might face the dreaded refund if you're doing direct hire, performance based search, retain search like we do. This hasn't happened to me, I don't think ever, believe it or not. And it happened last week where we failed. We could not find a candidate for one of our clients. If you're not watching the channel below where I'm documenting how Clarence and I really revamped my recruiting company, ConnectGen, back in November, just to show everyone the capability of what you can do with a new recruiting business if you really pay attention to it and how you can build it, how you can get new recruiting clients and start getting payments up front so you're not working for free, you're not getting ghosted by your clients, by your candidates. So tune in, check out the video series below on my YouTube channel. I'm going to add this video to it because it pertains to all of that content. And like I said, guys, I'm very transparent. I'm not perfect. I have good days and bad days, just like everybody. And this was a bad day. So let me go ahead and share the email with you. So this is the email that we received last week from our client, obviously deflating. But the backstory of this was a very difficult requisition job search to fill. We took this job order back in late February, I believe, gave it a timeline of 4 to 8 weeks. And Clarence and I struggled. We talked to a lot of candidates who just didn't want to relocate. This was a relocation position to Texas, which in this landscape after COVID, it's very difficult to get people to relocate nowadays. Really, nobody really wants to go to an office anymore. They want to work from home. COVID changed a lot in that regard. But anyways, no excuse. We took the job. What we should have done is more research to see how difficult this role would have been to fill. So mistake on my end, I know better, and lesson learned going forward. So our client was looking to hire a field technician who would also be a manager, be able to be like the main point of contact. They do two-way radio systems, and it's telecom related, which is what my niche is. And the CEO, great guy, just took over this business. He bought this business from a family who owned it for, I think, 25 years. And from what I'm understanding, the reputation wasn't all that great. And he came in, is turning things around and trying to put a good team together. The struggles that we had were people didn't want to relocate. And also, I guess their reputation wasn't so favorable. So that made it difficult for us to find the right candidate. We talked to a ton of candidates and we sourced hundreds of candidates, which we always provided weekly reports for our client. However, we just had some challenges where candidates did not want to move forward. So here we are with the client asking for a refund. So what do you do when this happens? Now, I'm going to go ahead and minimize my face here and show you our proposal that we send over to our clients when we do performance-based search, right? So right here shows the total fee of $25,200, which comes down to 3 installments of $8,400. So we received this first installment, got the money in our account, ACH to us before we even did any sourcing 2 months ago. That's awesome. That's what everyone should strive for. You want to pitch 25 to 30%, guys, for direct hire, and you want to get a third of it up front before you start working for free. That's my advice. It's worked for me in most cases. In this case, it didn't, but I can tell you this is the first time this has ever happened to me. All right. So just kind of giving you a breakdown of how we do it. Now, here's the reality, right? So first installment, second, and third. If you read this down here, and I'll let you guys pause it and read it, we don't owe this client anything for the first installment, right? And the client does not to pay us a penny unless we produce for them and find the right candidates for them. So it works out for both parties. However, I'm not going to be that person that's going to not present at least one candidate to my client after they've given me money and then take their money and not giving them a service. I just can't do that. Now, granted, we worked a lot of hours on this role, so I do think there could have been a happy medium. So here's what I did. I scheduled a call with my client after we received that email last week. Of course, he was upset. He didn't really want to meet, just wanted his refund. But we pushed for a meeting. And Clarence and I went to the meeting with the CEO and his COO on Friday. Had a great conversation. I started the conversation by saying, gentlemen, we failed. I'm going to own up to it and tell you that we will take accountability for this. Shame on us for not having at least one candidate to you. But I do want to share the struggles that we faced. And I provided screenshots of candidates that wrote back to us that they just did not want to move forward with, with them as a company. And I did set the precedence with my client and say, I'm going to share some things with you that may seem uncomfortable, but I think it's important during this conversation, this exercise for us to do that, just so you understand that we put a lot of effort into your role. We didn't just take your money, sit back and work on other positions. We really tried hard on this one. We gave you a lot of sourcing reports, but here's the feedback that we were getting from candidates out there. And I would share screenshots of emails and in-mails on LinkedIn that I received from candidates with my client. They were extremely appreciative and thankful that we shared that with them. They're having a lot of struggles growing their team right now. I feel awful about it. So I did say, look, we will pay you back the full amount. I want to start the conversation by that. And that eased tensions. They said, thank you so much. And so then as we went over our activity and showed them what we did and had a really positive dialogue, I then at the end said, hey guys, I'd be remiss if I didn't just let you know that we did put a lot of man hours into this role. And, would you meet us in the middle and split the difference of the refund? So, we would owe them $4,000, not the $8,000. And without hesitation, the CEO said, absolutely. He asked us how many hours we put into it. We figured well over 80 hours into the role. And he was gracious enough to grant us that. So, we're giving back $4,000 to them, and I'm happy to do it. Right. And we have got a great relationship, and I respect the heck out of this company and the CEO. So, and I also told him, hey, there could be a latency effect here where we have candidates that come in from our efforts, and any candidate that we find, we'll send them over to you. And they were so appreciative of that as well. So that's what happened, guys. That's the first time it's ever happened to me where I've had to give money back from a guarantee. And I wanted to share this experience with everybody. That's how it worked for us. Look, again, I could have stuck to my guns and said, no, guys, we don't owe you a penny according to our contract. I'm just not that kind of business person. I wasn't raised that way. My father raised me better, and that didn't feel right, didn't feel ethical to do that. And so we had a very good adult conversation, business conversation. Could not have gone better. I feel so good about everything. I'm going to ACH them that $4,000 tomorrow. And we remain friends and have a great partnership and relationship. So hope that helps, guys.